Let's see who's up today. Huh? I'm out running. I'm down at the foot of Georgetown by there's the Potomac River is over there. And I don't know if you see the bridge. It's a bridge that goes to Arlington, Virginia. Actually, we're three states in the area: Maryland, Virginia, and D.C. D.C.'s not really a state, but shh, don't tell them that. They think they are. Actually, I've been in town 40, 50 years. They've been finagling for statehood for a long time. Actually, Biden seems a little excited about it, but they say that all the time. We'll have to wait, until it gets there. It doesn't happen till it happens. That's the government for you. You can't plan. Things change, and what you think is right, they don't, and so they have a change. So that's why it's all about flexibility and being resilient. That's why I don't know. You see the title here. Okay, what do I do now? Like I just got a letter from a discussion started from a member on Let's Go Health saying, "Well, I wrote my congressman and he didn't write back. I didn't hear from him, and it's been 3 weeks." Wow. Or here, XXO famous, waiting months. You don't wait. You don't wait. You have to keep going. You have to keep doing stuff. The government is so screwed up. It's bureaucratic. Everything now is so new. They're understaffed. They're overworked. They have so much money to give out. They're not organized to give it out. So it's not that the money isn't there. It's that they're not organized well enough because it came too quickly for them to give it out quickly. So if you want it, now if you don't want it, I don't want to force money down your throat. But I think it's almost like anything. You want to get a job, and would you call one person and go to one store, one business, and wait to hear back from them for months? No, right? You don't hear back in a few weeks, man. You still have to eat. So you got to look somewhere else. Don't wait for stuff to happen. You have to keep making things happen. Then maybe you get lucky and things do it. Just what I was waiting for. See, you're waiting again. XOXO, you're waiting. Don't wait. Just do anything. And that's why, see, what I do is, okay, like if you want to start a business, man, I just don't give you the SBA. I mean, that's just, they have a half a dozen programs and they were pretty good recently. But in your state, you probably have 150, 200 programs, to help businesses. Now, your job is to find them and knock on the doors. It's sort of like if you were looking for a job, put it in that category. You don't go to one person and ask them for a job. They may not like your hair because it sticks up and you look old. Right? and you can still contribute. So that's why I don't care what people say. I start my own shit and help people. And so it's you go next door. There's so many other programs in there that we all just follow. That's the problem with Google. Google will tell you the most popular one. Well, the most popular one is usually the most crowded and the hardest to get. There's no opportunity. If everybody's trying to date the high school cheerleader, man. Unless you're the captain of the football team, you ain't got a snowball's chance in hell, right? Well, maybe there is some luck, but you got to know, man. You got to move on. Yeah, that's what life is. Moving on down the line. And what's great about our country, there's so many places to check, so many places to move on. I mean, it's sinful. There's no excuse to sit there and not getting on the phone. Oh, that's another thing. If you're not using the phone, man, it's going to take you twice as long or 5 times as long or whatever. You got to use the phone. You got to know how to do that, because the phone not only cuts down on the time that it takes to find something, it increases your odds so much more, because the people you're calling and say no are wonderful. They're an incredible asset to you, the people you call and say no. In other words, if you write to somebody and they say no, then you don't really talking to somebody. First of all, you be human. See, it's easier to help a human than it is a robot. And that's all you are. And sending emails, or all this kind of stuff on the internet, you're just a robot. You hate robots. I hate robots, and you don't want to help a robot. If it's easy and simple, fine. I'll talk to a robot and get it out. But what you need is more complicated. You don't even know what the hell you're asking for. I mean, you know what you're asking for, but the problem is you're asking for something that may not be there, and there is something there that will solve your problem, but you don't give anybody a chance to tell you what they do have that may also solve your problem. And that's the key to research. That's the key to doing something, is talking to people who are in the game, somewhere along the line in the game, and say, hey, I got this problem. I got a great idea to start a business, and everybody just laughs at me. What do you think I should do? That's all you need. And if they're human, they'll say, well, hey, I remember a guy called me once, and he used, it digs down. You're human now, and it's easier to love humans, to help humans, or whatever. Robots, man, you don't give a shit about a robot, right? And that's the problem, I think, with big corporations. They're trying to make the human people robots. When you call up customer service, is there anything else I could do for you today? It's just some robot asking you. I don't know how to use the site or get help. Well, first of all, you have to get on the site. You have to go to facebook.com/groups/Let's Go Help. And that should be in your email, on your receipt, when you order. If you're not there, it's hard to get help, because it's hard for me to help here and get your sources and everything. So I don't do that here. It's done all on Let's Go Help. And that's the way it all happens. And we have a sister site that Mo, I think I saw her name here, is a big help with, that is organized by state. So if you live in Mo's state, she, off the top of her head, will tell you the website for you to get a government grant to pay your rent. She knows, because she got that money too. See, and that's what Mo's great. And that's why the Let's Go Help too can help individuals like that at the state. I do what I can, but it's more on a national sense. See, I have things like all the states, and I give them. And then, so what I'm hoping is that we have Let's Go Help too for the state-by-state help, and also, see, the members help. You become a member, and you get the wonderful opportunity of helping other people. That sounds selfish as hell to me, because it helps me too. But it's really true. I mean, I love giving, and that's why we have the grants that we're giving out. And next month, I think we'll even give out more grant. Businesses seems to be still going pretty good. So you're so good at making everybody smile and laugh, like all the time. When you do get this energy from, I don't mean physically, I mean the big energy. The big energy I get is, I'm 78 years old. It's just a number, Sometimes I really feel it, and I do get older. I get slower. I can't run anymore 7 or 8 miles. The last year or so, I just walked for 7 or 8 miles every day. And that's a little easier because I don't fall on my nose. Every day I go out, I trip, I fall on something. Oh, shit, I can't run anymore. I can't think fast enough to watch those bumps or whatever changes. Or cars, what I'm more worried about. And it's really doing something I love. Doing this work is so rewarding to me because of the letters I get. You go and look at the testimonials on Let's Go Help on the Facebook, or look at the people. The one thing is the testimonials. They give me so much energy. They tell me what I did and what it did for them. And I don't believe I did anything. I'm just showing you people what the country is doing for you, what you have in this country, whether you know it or not. And that's what I feel my job is not really, I don't give you help. I just give you some knowledge to find out about the help that America does have for people. So that gives me a lot of energy. That's a hug, incredible human bear hug from all these people who write something like that about what this information did for them. and that gives me energy. The other energy I get is you look at the applications for our grants. You know, we give out 20 grants a month now. We've been doing it, I guess this is the third month, and I hope to do it forever and give more. And as we get more profitable or bigger, and so we got 10 $1,000 grants and 10 $500 grants, and read those applications. Man, you see the trouble that people are in this country, and they still have $20 to give me, which seems absurd to me. They should be spending it on themselves. They're in more need than we are, and they need that more. But it's just such a pity that the government doesn't have a free service that does this. I mean, in some ways, they have some things that they try, but it's not good enough, obviously, or else I shouldn't be in business. And you read those stories about, I mean, like this woman said, well, I got to go back and live in the car with my 3 children next week. So 3 children living in a car. What kind of goddamn country is this? It's just remarkable to me. So a chance, and what I see too, and the people that are members are so nice to everybody else that's a member. That's where I see the power that I get energy from, that people join Let's Go Help and help other people that they don't know, are polite and give advice. And listen, I mean, a lot of people worry about giving advice that they don't know the answer. That's okay. You don't have to know the answer. I used to worry about that all the time. And the work I do, everybody thinks, because I show you 10 things that I know that will help people, but they don't help you. And then you say, oh, I bet you know this. Shit, I don't know everything. I can't. And I don't have to, I found out. I just have to listen. I used to ignore phone calls. People call me because I was afraid they're going to ask me something I can't help them with. And that hurt me inside by not doing that. Then I found out that you don't have to really help. You have to listen. And people who are struggling have to be heard. Not so much be helped, but heard and given understanding, so they could keep on their journey of effort. And that's what the thing today is all about, is that you have to call 100 people. It took you, it didn't take you one phone call to get into this trouble. So it's not going to take you one phone call to get out of this trouble. I've been having a hard time keeping focus. I have been wanting to join for some time. This is the month I will join. Can't wait for the excitement in my life. I don't know if I give you excitement. I'll probably just give you work. That's what it's all about. All about is you putting in a lot of effort to dig yourself out of this, whatever you're in. I give you sources to start contacting, but you have to contact as many as possible. Then when you contact them, you have to ask them for other contacts. You have to use the telephone as much as possible. Everybody wants me just to give them a website where they fill out an application and get a chance to win. Well, that's us. You just give us 1 sentence or 3 sentences or 4 sentences, and you've applied to our $1,000 grant. And we have that grant thing every month now. But it's not going to happen. And that's only $1,000, so that's not going to solve every problem in your life. I really want to teach you to be resilient and persistent and everything. That's the real key to getting out of the mess or changing the direction of where you want to go. It's all about, doing it again, not doing something. You don't know what to do. I'm guessing. Every time I give you a website, I'm guessing. I have no idea if that will really help or not. It sounds like to me it should, maybe. And that's about as close as I get. It should, maybe. And 9 times out of 10, it probably won't. You're going to have to go on. But to me, what your option is go to Google, and you're going to get 10 million websites that are probably nevers, because all they do is want money from you and not give money to you. So that's the important thing. Yes, but it's networking the right people. I mean, the people who have the skills or whatever to possibly help you. You're not the people who are, the people like you maybe, because they could tell you places that they've tried and didn't work or tried and did work. So that's why it's always like if you want to join an association, you don't want to join an association of people like you. You want to join an association of your customers because you have to understand customers. So that's who you want to understand. Or that's why if hanging around people in your situation, you know what their problems are. They're just like yours, overworked, underpaid, and screwed. Right? So you're not going to learn anything except misery and commiserate. I mean, that's good. I mean, that's why I think I always stayed married when I was starting businesses in the beginning. I had two wives. It didn't last very long. One was 3 years, one was 7 years. I wasn't old enough, but what it gave me was a place. I was starting businesses all the time, and they were always failing. And I think having somebody at home loved me no matter what was a nice, retreat than to come out and get beat up again the next day. That's what the world does. The world doesn't care about you or me or nothing. And that's why you just got to take what it hands you and figure out what to do. I've had brain drain, but I'm proud to say I've overcome it for the most part. However, there's an emotional aspect. It is hard to get balance. I know myself. I mean, even at 78, I still struggle with all that stuff and digging deeper. I mean, I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. I have more success than I ever thought of in my life, but there's still a lot of things to do. And I think one is helping as many people I can before I die. And that is the most rewarding thing, I think, for all of us. Right. Having a goal is important. Right. I mean, I'm trying to build now a database so that, like the mini grants report. Okay. If you're a member of Let's Go Help, we send you, just ask for your state. We have like all the sources, the list of help in your state for getting out of debt, for paying your bills, the list of resources in your state for starting or expanding a business, the list and resources in your state for getting a house or real estate investment, the list and resources in your state, I'm just a little redundant here, aren't I? For getting a job or job training or education, the list of resources in your state for getting free research help on any problem you have, the list and resources in your state for getting legal help for any legal problem you have. See, all that. And we're working one now on disability. We're working one on veterans. We're working one for people with children. So we have every state has a main source of data where consumers can go to find out. Otherwise, the rich people know how to do this. The people that can't spend, $1,000 a day on some consultant to find out, are screwed. They make one phone call or two phone calls. It's not there, and they go home. You can't play that way. Love is foundation that lasts. Yes, I think this is why I got question marks on today, but I've gotten into hearts. I mean, that's the whole thing. My motto now is wear your heart out. That's my clothes. I have clothes with hearts on that you could buy. But more importantly, that's what life is. You have to wear your heart out. Put your heart on the outside so you're lovable for people. Then the other kind of wear, you have to work your heart hard to love other people, or work your heart hard to get through life, to find the help you need, and to do the things you want to do. None of that is easy. See, and that's why I think our country is, the best thing we do in this country is sell you stuff. And Google is all about selling you stuff. And the problem with that, they convince you how easy it is to do anything if you give them money. That's what sales is. To convince you that your problem could be solved easily if you give them money. And for most things, that's not true. And for things like this, it's not true. But everybody wants to do that. And you should learn how to do it yourself, because these are tools for every aspect of your life. And that's what I think, the gift of life is in failing, is that's the only way you're going to learn how to do things and how to get ahead in life, is by screwing up over and over and over again. Man, I had 3 businesses that failed before I got one that right. I had 2 marriages that failed before I got one that was good, really good now. I think it takes 30 years to learn how to love somebody. Life is not easy. It's 7 steps to a happy life. All that is bullshit. Sure, there may be a thing or two in there, but we're all different, creatures that have to find our own way through life. And that's the important thing, is finding out what's different. I mean, see, me dressing like a goddamn clown made me more money than ever. And everybody I went to in the beginning, before I did this, I said, you're not going to get business, you're not going to get a job, you're not going to do it. But this is me, man, and I did it better than anybody else. And that's when the money started coming in. That's when life became fun. And life can be fun. Life is basically terrible. It is, because it's all 90% of it is failing at stuff and not doing things right and all that kind of stuff. That's what life is. So you just get beat up every day out there, particularly if you want to do something, you want to change something, you want to improve yourself. It means getting out there and getting kicked around. So it's how you're coming back and do it again is the key to all this. And that's why just making one application and not getting it, making one phone call to a congressman and not getting applied, that is not going to happen. You may get lucky, but if you call 100 of them, then you got a better chance. That's what you're doing. You just have to get those odds working better for you. Love is a choice. I used to not think so, but now I do. Yeah, that's what's neat about growing and getting older, man. Just think of all the things when you were in high school you don't have to worry about anymore. Or when you were in grade school, you don't have to worry about it anymore. That's what's neat about growing. That everybody wants to live like they're younger. No, I don't want to do all that shit and worry about all that stuff anymore. There's too many other things that I now know that's interesting and more interesting. The stupid stuff I worried about at 30. I still look for opportunity, but it's all money for minorities. I mean, well, Keith, that's I think a dumb statement. Yes, there are money for minorities. You know that first of all the money the government gives out, only 12% have an income requirement, and only 20% have it doesn't. I forget what the 20%. See how you get old, you lose some. But no, I mean, of course there's a lot for minorities. Of course there's a lot for aging. Of course there's a lot for students. Of course, rich people? Did I say? Oh, I don't think there's anything for rich people. Of course. It's a system, and maybe not where you're looking. That's the problem. You ask every cheerleader if they'll go out with you. Well, guys, all the women won't go out with you. Yeah, you asked all the cheerleaders. They get asked 100 times. So that's your reality, but it's not reality. There's lots of other realities you haven't investigated yet, and that's the key. You keep banging your head against the wall. That means you have to think of something different. Go somewhere else or whatever. It's how do you know where to go? You don't yet. That's why you have to start asking and start researching and whatever. It's all up to you. Or if it's easier for you to say it all that goes to somebody else and I won't apply, I don't begrudge that at all. That's fine. You go home and do whatever you want. This is what's neat about America. You don't have to do shit. It may not be for you, but you're right. It's going to take work. And so if you don't want to do that, then your chances get pretty slim, I think, particularly nowadays of what's going on. But they're not impossible. It's like anything else. And you learn by doing. Dwayne, how did you get that $10,000 grant? Whatever. But it is. I mean, there's a lot of things, and I don't begrudge anybody for what they want to do or what they think the world is, if that's true for your reality. I mean, I study these programs for 40, 50 years. I'll show you data, it's sort of like veterans. Okay, there's not enough money for veterans. That's true. But but that's a very small percentage of all the money available. Why are you only looking around for housing programs for the veterans? There's 150 other housing programs for anybody. So you're going to veterans because you're a veteran. Now that makes sense. And there's nothing there for you. So it's all, none of this for veterans. Okay. I think the real thing, not enough set aside for veterans. Veterans can also apply to 150 other programs if you like. If you don't want to, you're free not to. That's okay with me. That's all right. Uh, turn 46. Turn 46. Wow, that's a kid. 46 kid. You could be my grandchild. I'm 30 more than that, right? Uh, yeah, I worry about age more when I was younger. Now it's a stupid effort to even consider it. I have to think about it because of my aches and pains. Are, oh yeah, I really can't do that. I shouldn't. I'll get in trouble if I do that. Yeah, I got rid of my scooter too. That was getting a little dangerous, and that's really because the mind doesn't work as quickly. So I can't make the decisions quickly in traffic and stuff. It's a journey, not the day. Absolutely. That's why if you're trying to get something for $1 million, and to get $1 million, man, to me that's a waste of time. First of all, you may or may not get it anyway, and second of all, you're going to spend all that time trying to get something. That's really you wasted all that time doing something you didn't want to do. Start doing something you want to do now. Figure out how to get paid with it. You know, that to me is a more logical way to get through this nonsense. Yeah, you can't take money with you anyway, uh, and yeah, it's sort of for you to enjoy, to appreciate what you do because you have a skill. You have we all have a talent that we could share in society and make in society better by using what's best that we have to them. So if you were an opera singer, right, you had that talent, then you can improve society by studying opera and giving that to the world, right? So we all have a talent. I have a talent for making a fool out of myself. Yeah, made a lot of money doing that. In high school, it got me thrown out of class all the time. Uh, but yeah, that's why our talents aren't appreciated because if you don't fit in the 4 or 5 categories, then nobody calls it a talent. But we all have talents, and we have to figure out what it is because that's the thing we could give more than anybody else because it's not an effort for us. We love doing it. Stop ignoring everybody and tell us how to get that. How to get what? I don't know. You talking to me, Mary? The good with no idea hit land. I'm not sure. I mean, I have a free website. You don't want to join Let's Go Help. That's understandable. Everybody should not, particularly if you're low on income. But I have a site. I'll put it in here. I have all the free starting places to get money and help in your state for paying your bills or for starting a business, whatever. Go to www.free.lesco.com/free training. Did I spell training right? TRAI. I think so. Okay. And the other one is Lesco Help. That's the 1995. Thanks. And the other one is Lesco Reports. And that's $5.95. So if you don't want to join, that's where I could get you the list. So who to contact in your state for doing what. I know. I only want money because they make you need it. I like oxygen. Darn it. Yeah. No, we have to be self-sufficient and support ourselves. Absolutely. And you have to do shit you don't like to do that. That's understandable. I've done that a lot in my life too. We all do. I will no longer be free to get a DUNS number as of April. I will no longer be free to get a DUNS number of April 2022. I don't know what you mean by free. I don't know why you need a DUNS number either. I wouldn't get a DUNS number unless you found an application to apply for, and somebody says to apply, you need that DUNS number. Then you go get a DUNS number. Yeah. But don't get it before you know where you're going to apply for money. That could be a waste of time. Mary, what grant for $10,000 with the SBA? What research? Uh, I see. Thanks, Mo. Uh, I'm going to get a lot more than financial advice here. I'm getting a lot more. Well, it's all, I mean, philosophy to me is very important. And that's what I see. The longer we do the club, I thought the club, the group would be only for people who want to know about programs. But it looks like it's more of a support group too, because I think that's very important. If we don't treat each other nicely and try to help each other, and I feel that all the members have just as much knowledge about something as that I do, but it's different and something different. So when you see another member say, "Hey, I'm looking for help or money for something," you put in your 2 cents about what you think about that and where you think they should try, because your guess could be as good as mine, and that's important. And it's important that people know that other people are interested in helping them get by too. That goes a long way into a community spirit that you want to live. And I don't want to live people where all they want to do is think of themselves, and that's not sort of warm and friendly feeling. Try your luck or workforce office. Yes, that's certainly for jobs. And even living expenses while you're looking for a job, because they know a lot about those things. Uh, and Mo Dental All Smiles is expert on that. She did the reports for every state in America about all the workforce offices and all the help they have. So she's America's #1 expert on workforce development offices. I mean, that's for businesses. I mean, they give you grant money if you're a business there. They train your employees for free. I mean, there's so many things there that you could get that people don't realize. They all go run to the SBA. But no, you want to go to the workforce development, you want to go to all the other economic development offices in your state. Your state has probably a dozen economic development offices that are there just to help you start a business. They get paid to give you free help to start a business, right? I'm going to charge you $20. You want to get the free ones first. There are the same number of offices to help you get out of financial trouble. I'm going to charge you $20. And there's a dozen offices in your state that help you get out of financial trouble for free. It's amazing. I wouldn't have watched it. I wouldn't have watched it. Let's see. I'm window washing by Larry Brown. Go to and go list for reviews. Thank you. Matthew got 350 when I needed help. SBA. Larry, I'm not sure what that means. Did I do something good or not good? Auto stop on unemployment on the 4th. That's right. How do you get money to start a business in California? Well, I mean, I would start by checking those every aspect, every office in California that is in business to help you start a business. That's it. And the worst thing you should do is, oh, I see on Angie's list. Oh, good. The worst thing to do is ask for a grant. You don't want to ask for a grant when you're looking for anything. You want to ask for help. Low for show. He can't do it. Low for show. I don't know. Women Economic Group in California will help you with education and other programs. See, that's another one. Yeah. I did good PPP. Oh, good. Thanks, Larry. Me too. I'm just going to get my model car business going. Don't know whether. Okay. Low for show. Okay. I paid attention in Lesko University. Okay, guys, I got to finish my exercising so I keep this body going. I want to live 15 more years and help as many people as I can. Yeah. That's why I get people, like Mo to help me build this database of sources in every state for all aspects of your life. So I have that ready to go when somebody pulls my plug. Well, that sort of sounds interesting, doesn't it? You know what I mean.